Stop using church intimidation, control and manipulation. Jezebel and all them spirits fall back, not trying to hear it. Go with Jesus, walk in peace. On your pew can sit that beast that we're fighting in the world. I'm that JC Supergirl, Jesus Christ, belt of truth, arm of God, I'm slaying you. Power of the word, two-edged sword. MC Heaven rocks for her Lord. Thought they crept in unaware, didn't see the gatekeeper standing right there. Not getting down with your tactics, undoctrinal practice.
Shalom, everybody, and Barakatha. Welcome again to the Crystal Jones Show. It's the show that's all about life's balance. I greet you in the name of Ahaya, Bahashem Yeshaya, Warawak Kwadash. You're tuned in to the Crystal Jones Show. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm your talk show host, Crystal Jones. You can watch me every Saturday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on bronxnet.org. Channels 951 and 2137, the Inspire channel on your cable channels. Also, you can check me out on Facebook at the Crystal Jones TV show and on my YouTube channel, which want to grow the channel. Subscribe to the Crystal Jones TV show on YouTube. Like my videos and please share them with everyone so that we can get the information out that, we're giving here on this show. Also, you could check me out on Instagram, The Crystal Jones Show. You could always write to me, The Crystal Jones Show at Gmail. You could check me out on HebrewConnect.tv. All right. So today, the scripture of the day we are going to go to is Ephesians, the 6th chapter, right? The 10th through the 18th verse. We are talking about here pretty much a lot of what's going on today. This scripture really fits the scenario. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Now that scripture, that verse alone tells you a lot about what we're going through. We're not wrestling against just men, men at war or this type of stuff. But these people are working with powers in dark places. These people are doing things to wipe people out. They're coming from a whole different area now than just, you standing up to your neighbor or something like that. These people are being led forward with dark spirits that are trying to create mayhem everywhere we go. All right. In high places, people in authority and stuff like that are dealing with different sorceries and things like that they're coming against people with. All right. So it says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, and against the rulers of the darkness of this world. Satan is the god of this world. That's why the Bible tells us, I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the old heaven and earth had to be passed away, right? All things will become new when Christ returns, because this world is going through so much chaotic mayhem. It's just like the days of Noah. That's what Christ warned us of, that if things would get so bad, it's gonna be like the days of Noah. That's how we know Christ is soon to return, right? We're fighting against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand, right? Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth. All right. You need to be searching out the scriptures, because the word says, search the scriptures, for in them ye think ye have life. Search out the scriptures. You have to have you have to be girded, your loins with truth. The gospel is the truth. The gospel of Christ is the truth. And having on the breastplate of righteousness, okay, we have to continue in righteousness. We have to be righteous people in this day and time, not snobby, stuck up people, but righteousness. People have to see the Lord in us. They have to see that no matter what chaos and stuff is going on, we're not going to be led by our emotions, as they always look for us to be led by, or things that don't pertain to God, right? So stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of what? Peace, not chaos. We seeing enough chaos every day. If the train system is really just blowing up, it's just going crazy, right? Because it's a situation that was a sore from a long time ago, and now they want to fix it with a band-aid. It's not going to happen. This is what happens when you want to rule a place where it's not fair for everybody. You want only this group to make it and not the other group. And then when the other groups are falling down, now you want to wonder why you have a world full of chaos and mayhem, right? So having your loins girded about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. How you going to have that on when you don't know the gospel of Christ? You don't know Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. You don't know Christ's teachings. You don't know how Christ was prophesied in the Old Testament through the Old Testament prophets, Isaiah, and all of the Old Testament prophets prophesied of Christ's coming, because Christ is the one to lead us back to right relationship with God himself, right? So above all, taking the shield of faith, you have to have faith if you are going to believe in the Lord. You have to have that faith that God is, first of all, and that he's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. It's time to seek the Lord, y'all. The politics is not going to help us. It's obvious, right? I don't care who they vote in. It's not going to help. All right. You got to know the Lord in order to make it through this day and time, because this world has gotten to the point where they think that they're God. So now God is pulling the rug from underneath all of this nonsense, right? Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. That stuff is coming out at us. They trying to hit us from every angle. If they can't get us to fight against each other because we're black, it's because something else. It's always going to be something. And yet now you're seeing that they're fighting against people of every single nationality. So it would behoove us to stop all this racial nonsense going on, because the whole fight is against mankind. All right? Because think about it. If the deeper you dig in Africa, the blacker it gets, right? That means that, yes, black people were the first people on the earth. So all the other nations come from us. Hello? We're all one people, right? So it's time for us to start seeking the Lord of how we can move and process through all this mayhem that is here, and it's going to get worse. All right. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation, right? The sword of the Spirit of the Lord. You're going to need the Spirit of the Lord to make it through this, right? You're going to need the helmet of salvation, that thought, mind process of salvation. Christ came to save us so that we could help the world that wants to listen to his gospel and obey the word of the Lord. Is why we were chosen as Hebrew Israelites to spread the gospel of Christ. We were the first Christians before they messed up Christianity and taught us all this other crazy doctrine. And then when we got here to the United States you know, after them forcing us to come here and all of that kind of stuff, then they made up some other kind of Christian doctrine that wasn't the gospel of Christ. They used it for their benefit to keep us enslaved, right? So take the helmet of salvation, the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, right? Praying always. Y'all, if y'all not praying wherever you go, I don't know why. You need to start praying, all right? Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit. You're asking God to help you throughout the day, help you through different things, protect us, keep us. We saw what happened when years ago with the 9/11 situation, right? We don't know what's going to happen in the midst of this war, that we don't know what's going to touch these shores, but as sure as you're born, something is going to happen. So we have to be prepared and ready. You see, that's the shortages happening now. And I've been telling y'all for the longest, get your pantry together. We are going to go through a famine, just like Joseph did in the Bible. It's the same thing. And some of you haven't even started a pantry. Start getting your soup cans, your gardens, everything together, because this famine is real. It's happening. It's going to happen. It's going to get worse. You see, the trucks are being stuck and all of that kind of stuff. People are buying up land so that we can't get land and stuff like that. And you're going to need communities of people so that we can make it and maneuver through this thing. It's time to wake up out of your sleep. All right? Wake up. We're basically in a famine that's going to get worse. All right? Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. All right? So this is where I'm leading to next, is today's news. We are going to talk about Mr. Frank James. All right? This is a brother that, you know, he set off some kind of smoke thing that he did and then started shooting at people, right? Now, when they went to his YouTube page, they saw him for years. He had been rambling on about all of this kind of stuff and this, that, and the other. Apparently, he had a mental problem, right? Now, where were they to help this man back then? See, this is what annoys me. They wait till these people do something crazy, then they want to send them to jail. But jail is not going to help these people. The people that are on the streets, that are homeless and stuff like that, which he seems like he somewhat is, because he's been traveling to all these different states. Hint, hint, hint. The man is homeless, all right? Probably, if they be honest and dig into his past, he probably had some type of mental problem. I imagine he probably was on medication. His health plan or whatever ran out. Nobody cared or anything like that to help the man. He's not in touch with his family or anything like that. So what do you think? The problem is going to get worse. It's not going to get better. It doesn't get better like that, right? Okay. So you can't just like people who are on drugs, they can't just jump off of drugs like that. If they on crack or whatever, they have to have some type of detox situation going on. Same thing with this man. I'm pretty sure if they be honest and go into this man's past, this is what's been going on all along. But no one's paying attention, right? Everything is just put people in jail. Just put them in jail. Just put them in jail. And then what? They're going to go to jail, be there trying to protect themselves from, you know, different groups of people who want to rule the jail and stuff like that, and probably end up a lot of times worse off than they were when they first came in there. Jail is not going to solve anything. These people need rehabilitation, because even if he goes to jail, what's going to happen when he gets out of jail? Please, pray tell me, somebody, please let me know what's going to happen when he gets out. no help. Nobody's helping him. Nobody's going to help him. All right. It's going to be the same thing. If they let him out, he going to come with some other crazy stuff, right? And the same thing they keep doing. They're doing the same thing over, having us expect different results. They're not expecting different results because why? It's a part of only certain people get to make it. And when you have a society like that, jail is just, something for those that, well, everybody can't make it. We don't want to share the wealth. We don't want to create good communities for everybody. We'll act like we're going to create communities for everybody, but we're not really going to do it because some people we don't think are good enough for it. So we're going to let them live in the projects and all of these different places, and we're going to pretend like they're the worst people on earth. And, we're going to collect street tax from them, as they sell drugs and all of this kind of shenanigans, right? And so we sit there and vote for people that really don't give a doggone about us over and over and over again. That's why I keep saying, if we're going to have parties, we need to have our own party. We don't need to be in our parties. We don't need to be, we need to realize we here in this country, we are descendants of slaves. Okay. So who's going to be for our cause? Nobody but us. All right. So we need to stop voting in people that don't give a doggone, that only give us crack pipes and give everybody else a couple $1 million because they're protecting them. Well, what about our people that need protecting too, right? All of these different things that they're letting people come over here from other countries, and they're going to give them voting rights right away. We just got voting rights 50 years ago. 50 years ago, they wouldn't let Black people vote. Okay, we couldn't even vote. But you got people coming over here in 2 months, they're going to be voting. Wake up and realize, smell the coffee, y'all. Why do you think they're doing that? Because they realize that we're waking up now and they can't depend on our vote anymore. Okay, so if we're going to vote, we need our own party as descendants of slaves. We don't need to be on this. The two parties that we've been on is the same devil on both sides. None of them are for us, not one. They do little things like, oh, well, we're going to give you somebody to be on the Supreme Court or all of this kind of stuff. What is that going to do for us? Okay. When are we going to get our reparations, right? They told us they didn't have enough money for that, but they're sending all this money over to a war that we don't have a dog in that fight, right? They're sending thousands and billions of dollars every week just about over to a country that we're not a part of that country, right? But we're over here. We built this country, and what do we get is put at the bottom of the barrel all the time, right? And I'm talking about the 12 tribes, not just Black Americans. I'm talking about all those 12 tribes that I be naming to y'all every week. Okay. Definitely Judah, which is us, right? The Mexicans, which is Issachar, right? All right. Naphtali, the Hawaiians, all the different, ones that I name and whatnot. We're always going to be at the bottom because we're one of the 12 tribes and they know it. But they want us to think that we're some forgotten nation of people that came from that crazy Darwinism stuff that said that we came from monkeys. Well, if we came from monkeys, they did too, because they came from us. So how stupid is that, right? So you have all of our 12 tribes: Judah, Reuben, Gad, which is the North American Indians, Asher, Naphtali, Manasseh, Simeon, Levi, the Haitians, right? Speaking of the Haitians, how come when the Haitians came over here, they sent them back to Haiti? Weren't they in a situation of distress? But guess what? The Haitians, the Levites, they were the Levites in the Bible. They were our priests. Isn't that strange? All of it's connected together, right? Zebulon, right? The Costa Ricans, Ephraim, the Black Puerto Ricans. So we're in every nation everywhere, but within every place that we're at, they're against us. So I'm saying to you, it's time for us to get up out of these parties and get our own parties and do our own thing. We have to get our own communities, because these people are not for us, but everything that they're doing is against us. If you really read between the lines and look at it, they're still not for us. All right. Okay. So now we're going to move on to what I was saying. I'm sorry, with Frank James, is that these people need rehabilitation, and guess what? They're not going to get it. They're not. It's going to be the same thing over and over and over again, right? People are going to wake up and smell the coffee. Like I told you, when I go downtown every day on my way in the morning, I'm seeing more and more whites out on the street, sleeping in Central Park and things like that. So they're also going to see that they were fooled. So they're going to stop all this Karen Ken stuff, because they also are going to, as they bring in all these different people to this country, they're going to move around these jobs and all of that kind of stuff, and they're going to feel the effects of it too. All right. So they're going to realize we were never their problem. It's their own people. All right. So now we're going to move on to Spotlight Video. We're going to look at the top 10 HBCUs for high starting salaries from the Black Excellence list. Let's take a look at that.
We get down to the beat, y'all. We get down to the beat, y'all.
Hello and welcome back. In this Black Excellence series, we will highlight the 10 HBCUs with the highest paying starting salaries.
Welcome to blackexcellence.com, the site where we share Black excellence, opulence, and affluence. Our mission is to inspire you as we enlighten you.
Where you go to school will most certainly affect what you end up doing afterwards, so it's important to consider your post-grad goals when performing your college search. If your main priority is making big bucks after you graduate, there's definitely no shame in that, especially considering that the average amount of student loan debt is almost $40,000 once you graduate. This number is even higher for Black students, who have an average debt of over $50,000 after graduating with a bachelor's degree. Though Black students are increasingly questioning the value of college, there are several HBCUs where alumni see higher starting salaries than other graduates of historically Black colleges and universities. And in this video, we will take a look. In this original Black Excellence video series, we will highlight the top 10 HBCUs with the highest starting salaries for bachelor degrees. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 10, Bowie State University in Bowie, Maryland. Graduates start out with salary of $52,600. Bowie State University was founded in 1865 by a group of 46 local businessmen, lawyers, Quakers, and clergy with the intention of creating places to educate Maryland's newly emancipated citizens. Bowie offers over 20 undergraduate majors and 38 master's, doctoral, and other postgraduate programs, focusing mainly on science, technology, business, and education. Programs are split into 4 colleges: the College of Arts and Sciences, the College of Business, the College of Education, and the College of Professional Studies. Number 9, Southern University and A&M College in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Graduates start out with salary of $53,900. Founded in 1880, Southern University and A&M College is a public historically Black land-grant university in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It is the largest HBCU in Louisiana, a member school of the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, and the flagship institution of the Southern University system. Academics at Southern University is divided into 5 colleges: Education, Arts and Humanities, social and behavioral sciences, science and agriculture, and nursing and allied health. The Southern University Law Center is one of only 2 public law departments in Louisiana, and their graduate school offers over 25 programs in 6 PhD courses. Number 8. Alabama A&M University in Normal, Alabama. Graduates start out with salary of $54,800. Alabama A&M is a public historically Black land-grant university in Normal, a neighborhood of Huntsville, Alabama. Founded in 1875 by a former enslaved, Dr. William Hooper Council, AAMU functions as a teaching, research, and public service institution. Alabama A&M provides more than 60 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs and concentrations, 50-plus student organizations, and an extensive alumni network. Number 7. Hampton University in Hampton, Virginia. Graduates start out with salary of $55,500. Hampton University was founded in 1868 in the city of Hampton, Virginia, with the aim of providing education to former slaves during the early years of the American Civil War. Hampton University currently offers over 90 programs, including 50 bachelor's degrees programs, 25 master's degrees, and 9 doctoral programs. Studies are split across 11 schools and colleges, ranging from engineering, technology, nursing to education, human development, and journalism. Number 6. Morgan State in Baltimore, Maryland. Graduates start out with salary of $55,700. Morgan State University was founded in 1867, and in 1890 it was renamed to honor Reverend Littleton Morgan, a traveling preacher who was the school's first chairman. Morgan State University became a public institution in 1939. The Public Research HBCU has 11 academic divisions, including liberal arts, business and management, education and urban studies, engineering, computer science, architecture, and global journalism. The university is also known for its musical excellence, with the Morgan State University Choir traveling around the world to perform at renowned music venues. Number 5. Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia. Graduates start out with salary of $56,900. Located in the city of Atlanta, Spelman College Liberal Arts College was founded in 1881 and named after Laura Spelman, wife of donor John D. Rockefeller. Today, Spelman is America's oldest private historically Black liberal arts college for women. The school offers 29 majors subjects in courses including economics, philosophy, and psychology. A global leader in the education of women of African descent, we are extremely proud of Spelman's 76% graduation rate, one of the best in all the nation. Number 4, North Carolina A&T State University in Greensboro, North Carolina. Graduates start out with salary of $57,600. North Carolina A&T is a public historically Black land-grant research university in Greensboro, North Carolina. Founded in 1891, it is the second college established under the provisions of the Morrill Act of 1890 that established the first HBCUs in the nation. With a total enrollment of over 13,000 students, A&T is the largest historically Black college in the U.S. The university offers 54 undergraduate, 29 master's, and 9 doctoral degrees through its 8 colleges. And the university's College of Engineering graduates more Black engineers than any other campus in the United States, predominantly Black or white. A&T awards more than 2,600 degrees annually and has an alumni base of around 65,000. Number 3, Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia. Graduates start out with salary of $60,300. Morehouse College is a private liberal arts college located in downtown Atlanta. Founded in 1867 in response to the liberation of enslaved African Americans following the American Civil War, Morehouse adopted a seminary university model and stressed religious instruction in the Baptist tradition. Morehouse College is currently the largest men's college in the United States, with over 2,000 students. 26 majors are offered across 3 academic divisions: business administration and economics, humanities and social science, and science and mathematics. There are over 80 student active organizations at Morehouse College, ranging from fraternities to faith groups and debate team to dance troupes. Number 2, Howard University in Washington, D.C. Graduates start out with salary of $60,500. Howard University is a private research university whose main campus sits on a hilltop in Washington, D.C., just 2 miles from the U.S. Capitol. Founded in 1867, HU offers undergraduate, graduate, and professional degrees in more than 20 programs, more than any other HBCU in the nation. The institution specializes in STEM, or science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields, with a prestigious medical college and university hospital. The university produces more on-campus African American PhD recipients than any other institution in the U.S. Number 1, Prairie View A&M University in Prairie View, Texas. Graduates start out with salary of $62,900. Prairie View A&M University is a small public HBCU college located in Prairie View, Texas. This school was founded in 1876 during the Reconstruction period after the Civil War, when 2 former slaves became leading political figures, and legislation was crafted for the creation of a state-supported agricultural and mechanical college. Today, the university offers bachelor degrees in some 50 academic undergraduate subjects, 37 master's degrees, and 4 doctoral degree programs throughout 8 different colleges and the School of Architecture.
All right, so you see, this is one of the reasons we need money, right? We need the money to pour into our schools for our young people, and for us who want to go back and get other degrees. We need money, not crack pipes. All right. We need money so that a lot of our young people are engineers and things like that. They are very talented, and we don't need to pay a dime for all the stuff that we've invented here, and for all the years that we worked for free, like 200 some odd years for free. And you giving out money to all these other groups of people. No, give us our money in our communities so that we can continue in our own schools and, building our communities. We should not have to pay for no schooling. That should not, no. We built these things. We built America. All right. Because they brought us over here for that, because they could not do it. They could not build this place without us. We built this place. We created, like I said, we had many inventions and all of that kind of thing. And there are countries that if you go to college, you go for free. They don't make you pay all these millions of dollars and all this crap. No, they need to give us our money. And now we don't want to hear no more excuses. No, give us our money so that we can continue to flourish in our communities, and even our private schools for our young people, in our neighborhoods. All right. So we don't want to hear no more excuses from America. We need our money. All right. So the next thing that we're going to cover our missing youth. And the first person that we're going to cover is Emya Dotson. Okay. She's been missing since March 31st of 2022 this year. Okay. She's missing from Deer Park, New York. All right. She's 15 years old. She's a Black female. She has brown colored hair, brown eye color. She's about 5'3" and she weighs about 110 pounds. If you see Emya, please report it to missingkids.org and the local police department. Wherever you see her, or if you know anything about where she is, report it so that we can get her back home to her family where she belongs. All right. Now, the next people that I'm going to put up is a mother and daughter team. We have Sasha Davis and Selah Davis. All right. Now, these people have been missing since February 15th of 2008. All right. So they've been missing for some years, right? The age of the baby, who is Selah, she would now be 14 years old, but that's the picture that they have of her. She's a black female. She has black hair color. Her eye color is brown. So she's about at the time she was about 2 feet tall, but now she's 14, so they're not sure of the height. But they were missing from the Bronx, New York, and her mother is Sasha Davis. She would be 45 years old now. All right. She's a black female. She has black hair color, brown eye color. She weighed about she was 5'7", and she weighed about 120 pounds at that time. So we don't know what happened to this mother and daughter team, but they're missing and have been missing since 2008. Somebody may see this show and know who they are. Please come forward. You will want somebody to do this for you. I'm sure their family is like just devastated. Like, they've been missing for years. Like, where are they? What happened? All right. If you know anything about their disappearance, missing since February 15th of 2008. All right. Call missingkids.org and the local police if you know anything about it, so that they also can be returned back to their home. Hopefully they're still alive, but if not, still the family will want to know. They need closure. All right. If it was you, you would want the same respect, right? Okay. Now, for health and wellness this week, I'm going to give you the tip of try running as an exercise. I want to get back into that so bad, because when I was running, I used to run back and forth over the Brooklyn Bridge downtown years ago. And that was so, it was healthy for me. It really strengthened my body. Excuse me. It gives you, the desired weight that you want to be and everything like that. And my body was just, I liked the way my body was back then. So if I could get back into that, I do, the brisk walking and some of the other things that I suggest to you all. I do those too. But if I could get back to the running again, man, whoa. All right. So try the running, because that is one of the best exercises. It really, really helps tone your body. All right. And the business tip that I'm giving you today, keep at it. Don't stop. Keep doing whatever it is that you're trying, whatever your business is, whatever you're trying at, don't stop. Just keep coming up with new ways to do it. If one way is not working, try another way. If the way that you're doing is working, don't stop. Just keep going. Even if you're getting bored at it or whatever, it's working. Do it. Don't stop. Just keep at it. All right. Okay. So now we're down to our credo. Shama Yasharala. Ahaya Alahaya Nawa. Ahaya Echad. All right. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God. The Lord our God, He is one. Deuteronomy 6th chapter, the 4th verse. Okay, so now we're going to get back to Esau and Jacob. The brothers that were at it from the womb. They was throwing down, fighting from the womb. And this is what you see going on in the earth today. Esau's people, of course, claimed themselves to Abraham because Abraham is their forefather as well. But Esau became the European nation. So the white Jews are they are Esau. They, came up through the Abrahamic line. But Israel was given to Jacob. We're Jacob. All right. So Esau's people have no part in Israel. They don't. So this is what you see going on in the earth today, is that they're feeling that they were cheated out of something, but they weren't cheated out of it. The Lord chose us, our forefather Jacob, from when we were in the womb. All right. He said, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. He hated Esau's ways, because as you see, Esau became a warring nation of people. Esau decided he started off as a Hebrew, but then he went into the other nations and made himself a part of the European nations. So that's where you see the white Jews and all of that. They come basically from Esau's line, that bloodline. They're not of the bloodline of Jacob. We're the bloodline of Jacob. That's why they will tell you we are the Israelites. We're the true Israelites. Israel is our land because it was promised to us. We're not supposed to be over here in America. We're supposed to be in our land. But because of what happened with our people disobeying the Lord, we wound up going to the four corners of the earth. Okay. And while we were scattered, the Lord said, I'll scatter you. And so we're in every nation of the world. So while he scattered us, you had the people who are the white Jews who are from the Khazarian Empire. They came over and possessed the land that you see today, but that defiled the land because it was never promised to them. So you can't take over something that God never gave you. That's why the Bible in Revelation says, I saw a new heaven and a new earth. Because when Christ returns, he has to cleanse the land so that the 12 tribes could go back into the land, because we're the ones that are chosen to bring the nations to salvation. That's all. We're not better than anybody or anything like that, but that's what we were chosen to do. We were chosen to do that and judge the fallen angels, Lucifer and all of the angels that taught our people all kind of crazy stuff. The ones who cohabitated with women and created that Nephilim seed that was cannibalistic and all of that kind of stuff. We, in the end, we will be judging those nations, but we will be back in Israel when Christ comes. He will clear out that land and he will rule as priest and king, and the 12 tribes will be with him. All right. And things will change. Esau is the end of this world. As you see, this world is playing out now because Esau's reign is up, is going out. What you see him with these wars and stuff is Esau trying to hang on for the last piece. So they're going to start going against each other. You see what's going on now is them going against each other. But those wars are going to eventually come to Babylon. Babylon, which is here, is going to fall. This nation eventually will be no more. This place here that we're in will be no more eventually, because they played themselves. They came over here and said they were the founding fathers and that they believed in God and all of this kind of garbage. And truly, they did not. As you can see, the things that they're allowing in the land, all kind of lawlessness and things that are against the Bible, and all of these fake Christianity things that they've been, teaching us. They even lied and said that Christ was some white European man and all of this kind of stuff. Clearly, no, he wasn't. He is a black man from Israel, right? Okay, so if that's not important, and they'll say, well, what difference does it make? Well, why'd you change his color? If it don't make no difference, then why you got him up like a white man with blonde hair and blue eyes and all of this kind of stuff, which you copied that from Cesare Borgia from Italy, the one that they the picture that you got is from some Italian family that were like bishops or something like that over there in that land or whatever. And you hid. And why did you hide like the books of Jasher and all of that kind of stuff? Why did you hide the apocryphal books? Because it talked about you. That's why you did it. But we found out the Lord gave us grace and mercy, and the earth helped us, as it says in Revelation, and they found the lost books. Praise be the Lord. So now I understand why our men didn't want to be in the Christian churches, because they had a lot of lies going on that were not, truths. And our men couldn't deal with that, right? But now we know who we are. We're Hebrew Israelites, right? Okay, so now I'm going to go to Jasher, the 32nd chapter, the 47th verse. This is when Jacob was to be meeting Esau, because Esau again was going against him and was trying to overtake him and all of this. So Jacob was trying to make peace with him and all of that kind of stuff. So Jasher, the 32nd chapter, the 47th verse says, so the whole present passed on in the hands of his servants and went before him on that day. And he lodged that night with his camps by the border of the brook of Jabbok. And he rose up in the midst of the night, and he took his wives and his maids, servants, and all belonging to him. And he that night passed them over the ford Jabbok. And when he passed all belonging to him over the brook, Jacob was left by himself. So Jacob is figuring, if Esau is going to take me out, he ain't going to kill all my people. So he had them go over in different camps to meet Esau, because Esau was at it again, trying to war with Jacob, right? And when he passed all belonging to him over the brook, Jacob was left by himself. And a man met him and wrestled with him that night until the breaking of the day. The angel met with Jacob, right? And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint through wrestling with him, because he kept wrestling with this angel and wouldn't let him go because he wanted to know different things from him, right? So the angel was like, I gotta go. It's the breaking of the day. I gotta get out of here. So he had to, hit him in the thigh. And so Jacob had a limp after that. And at the break of day, the man left Jacob there, and he blessed him and went away. And Jacob passed the brook at the break of day, and he halted upon his thigh. He started limping because he was wrestling with that angel, like, I won't let you go unless you bless me. And the sun rose upon him when he had passed the brook, and he came up to the place of his cattle and children. And they went on till midday, and whilst they were going, the present was passing on before them. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau was at a distance. He hadn't seen his brother in years. He said, oh, here comes this devil. Here he is, right? Coming along with many men, about 400. And Jacob was scared of him. He was scared because Esau wanted to fight, just like he is today. All these wars and stuff like that, that's Esau. And Jacob hastened and divided and his maidens, and Jacob hastened and divided his children unto his wives and his maidens, and his handmaids, and his daughter Dinah he put in a chest and delivered her into the hands of his servants. So he even hid his daughter, because Jacob had all boys except for that one girl, Dinah. And he passed before his children and wives to meet his brother, and he bowed down to the ground. He bowed down 7 times until he approached his brother, and God caused Jacob to find grace and favor in the sight of Esau and his men. For God had heard the prayer of Jacob. Poor Jacob. He don't want to fight with this man, but they've been fighting since the womb. And the fear of Jacob and his terror fell upon Esau. So Esau was troubled by the presence of Jacob. Esau thought he was a bad boy and all of that. He was troubled at the presence because the angels were fighting for Jacob. Remember the if you go back and look at my other videos, you'll see that there were 3 encampments of angels that stopped Esau along the way and told him, listen, don't mess with this man. He's blessed of the Lord. Don't mess with him. But Esau is so full of hatred and anger, he just kept pressing even past the angels, right? You crazy when you're doing that, right? So, and the fear of Jacob and his terror fell upon his brother Esau, for Esau was greatly afraid of Jacob for what the angels of God had done to Esau. And Esau's anger against Jacob was turned into kindness. So now that he's seeing his brother, he's like, man, this man is blessed. Let me calm myself down and be kind. And when Esau saw Jacob running toward him, he also ran toward him and embraced him and fell upon his neck. And they kissed each other and they wept. Because remember, they were twins. At one time, I guess they were kind of good with each other when they could be, But one was chosen by God and the other wasn't. We were chosen. Esau wasn't, right? We have land. They don't. And God put fear and kindness toward Jacob in the hearts of the men that came with Esau, and they also kissed Jacob and embraced him. And also Eliphaz, the son of Esau, with his 4 brothers, sons of Esau, wept with Jacob. Now Eliphaz was the thug that ripped off Jacob when he met him in the way at one point. He took Jacob's stuff, when Jacob was on his way to where Laban lived to meet his wives, because he was going to, well, his wife at the time, he wanted to marry Rachel, but he got tricked and had to end up marrying Rachel and Leah because of how Laban tricked him, right? So Eliphaz, who was a thug, the son of Esau, with his 4 brothers, sons of Esau, wept with Jacob, and they kissed him and embraced him, for the fear of Jacob had fallen upon them all. So now these demonic forces are retreating, right? Because they really, you can't fight God and win. You can't. If God is with somebody, woe be unto you if you're against them. And Esau lifted up his eyes and saw the women with their offspring, the children of Jacob, walking behind Jacob and bowing along the road to Esau. And Esau said unto Jacob, who are these with thee, my brother? Are they thy children or thy servants? And Jacob answered Esau and said, they are my children, which God hath graciously given to thy servant. So isn't that sad? He didn't even know his nieces and nephews, because he's so wicked, that Esau's so wicked, he never even got to know his nieces and nephews, right? Whilst Jacob was speaking to Esau and his men, Esau beheld the whole camp. And he said unto Jacob, whence didst thou get the whole of the camp that I met yesternight? And Jacob said, to find favor in the sight of my Lord, it is that which God graciously gave to thy servant. And the present came before Esau, and Jacob pressed Esau, saying, take, I pray thee, the present that I have brought to my Lord. So Jacob was so kind, he even gave that man a present, the present that went on before him, like you saw when he separated the groups. He wanted to bring his brother a present, as evil as his brother was to him. Jacob was a kind man. Wow, because I don't know if I would did that. I ain't playing. And the present came before Esau, and Jacob pressed Esau, saying, take, I pray thee, the present that I have brought to my Lord. And Esau said, wherefore is this my purpose? Keep that which thou hast unto thyself. And Jacob said, it is incumbent upon me to give all this, since I have seen thy face, that thou still livest in peace. Like, Jacob was such a peaceful man. And Esau refused to take the present. And Jacob said unto him, I beseech thee, my Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, then receive my present at my hand. For I have therefore seen thy face, as though I had seen a godlike face, because thou wast pleased with me. And Esau took the present, and Jacob also gave unto Esau silver and gold and bdellium, for he pressed him so much that he took them. Now, you know that man deserved to be knocked out, right? But Jacob was so kind. He gave him silver and gold and bdellium, for he pressed him so much that he took them. And Esau divided the cattle that were in the camp, and he gave the half of the men who had come with him. He gave, to the men who had come with him, for they had come on higher. And the other half he delivered unto the hands of his children. So Esau went and took the stuff that Jacob gave to him, even though he didn't deserve it with his wicked self. And the silver and gold and bdellium he gave in the hands of Eliphaz the thug, his eldest son. And Esau said unto Jacob, let us remain with thee, and we will go slowly along with thee until thou comest to my place with thee, until thou comest to my place with me, that we may dwell there together. So Esau's trying to be nice, even though he's always up to something. And Jacob answered his brother and said, I would do as my Lord speaketh unto me, but my Lord knoweth that the children are tender, and the flocks and herds with their young who are with me go but slowly. For if they went swiftly, they would all die. For thou knowest their burdens and their fatigue. Meaning, I have young kids with me and stuff like that. I got my not only my kids, my grands, and if he had great grands with him or whatever. Plus, his flock is that a lot of them are pregnant. They get ready to have more cattle born and stuff like that. Because remember, Jacob was rich. That's why I'm telling y'all, we want to live in no projects and all this crap like here. Get out of here. We was black rich people. Okay? So, therefore, let my Lord pass on before his servant, and I will go on slowly for the sake of the children and the flock, until I come to my Lord's place to Seir. And Esau said unto Jacob, I will place with thee some of the people that are with me to take care of thee in the road, and to bear thy fatigue and burden. And he said, what needeth it, my Lord, if I may find grace in thy sight? Behold, I will come unto thee to Seir, to dwell there together as thou hast spoken. Go thou then with thy people, for I will follow thee. So Jacob, Jacob is like, man, if you think I'm going to be dwelling with you, you out it. You crazy. And Jacob said this to Esau in order to remove Esau and his men from him. Like, yeah, we coming, bro. We coming. Yeah, I gave you all the gifts and all. And we coming. Bless you. Bless you. Right? To remove Esau and his men from him, so that Jacob might afterward go to his father's house to the land of Canaan. Because that was Jacob's whole purpose. He wanted to go see the father and the mother. Okay, they studied about Esau and his mess. And Esau hearkened to the voice of Jacob. And Esau returned with the 400 men that were with him on their road to Seir. And Jacob and all belonging to him went that day as far as the extremity of the land of Canaan and its borders. And he remained there for some time. All right. So now, where I'm going to be going probably next will be I'm still going to stay in the book of Jasher, but I am going to go to the 56th and the 57th chapters. Okay. And I'm going to continue the patriarchal history of our forefathers. Okay. So we're going to I'm going to start a little bit. If I have a little bit of time, I don't know how much time I have left. Probably not much, but I'll start off a little bit in the 56th chapter while we have a little bit of time left. Jasher, the 56th chapter. And Jacob lived in the land of Egypt for 17 years. So I'll start from there next time, about what we're going to be discussing about this patriarchal history. But 12 tribes, awaken. Let's get it together. Let's do what we're going to do here in this country. And then let's get ready, because we're going to be going to the wilderness next. And the next thing, we're going to see Christ and go back into our land. So awaken. 12 tribes. Kwam Yasharala Kwam. Rise, Israel. Rise. That's who we are. We are Israel. We're the Israelites. Okay. I don't care what nobody say, all this other garbage they be telling you. No, it's right in the Bible who we are. We ain't just some black people or black American. How we gonna be African American? 2 continents. Get out of here. No, we're Hebrew Israelites, all 12 tribes. Okay. So watch the Crystal Jones Show every Saturday from 7 to 8 p.m. on bronxnet.org. Your cable channels 951 and 2137, the Inspire channel. All right. Also on YouTube, grow my channel. Go there, the Crystal Jones TV show. Subscribe, like, share my videos. All right. On YouTube. All right. Also, go to Instagram. Check out the Bible quotes and things that I have daily. HebrewConnect.tv. You can see me on there as well. All right. So God bless you. God keep you is my prayer. Thank you for joining in. This is Crystal Jones signing off from the Crystal Jones Show, saying you stay balanced.
Stop using church intimidation, control and manipulation. Jezebel and all them spirits fall back, not trying to hear it. Go with Jesus, walk in peace. On your pew can sit that beast that we're fighting in the world. I'm that JC Supergirl, Jesus Christ, belt of truth, arm of God, I'm slaying you. Power of the word, 2-edged sword. MC Heaven rocks for her Lord. Thought they crept in unaware, didn't see the gatekeeper standing right there, not getting down with your tactics undone.